This ridiculously simple scalping strategy consistently gives me days like this, and this. And I'm about to show you guys exactly how to do this. This strategy is so stupid simple that even a complete beginner could not mess this up. And the best part, it works every single day. And in this video, I'm going to show you the full strategy, and I'm gonna do a 1-month back test to prove that this can instantly make you a profitable trader today. So you see my results, but the real question is how can you do it too? And that's the exact goal of this video, for you to be able to walk away from it and be able to make consistent profits as a trader using a proven and simple strategy with less than 90 minutes of work per day. You are going to learn one stupid simple strategy to find your entry, set your take profit, set your stop loss. That way, there is no more guessing in your trading. No more hoping or being confused, just clarity and consistent execution. And after I teach you the strategy, we are going to put it to the test over the last month to see just how much money you would have made if you had traded this strategy consistently. All right, so let's go ahead and break down this strategy. The first thing that you guys are going to need to trade the strategy is going to be this free indicator called the Asian session range that simply shows us when the sessions start and when they stop. Real quick, I'm going to show you guys my settings so that you can just copy them so your chart looks exactly like mine. Feel free to take a screenshot. I'm going to scroll through this pretty fast. Here are my colors that I use. Now that we have our indicator set up, we can start with step 1. We are going to go to 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we're going to use the rectangle tool on TradingView, and we're going to mark out the entire candle. So just like this, from top to bottom, it should look just like that. And if you want to have the midpoint, all you have to do is double click on that rectangle and then check this little middle line box. The midpoint just makes it so our trades are a little bit more accurate, like you guys can see right here. I'll show you guys exactly what the midpoint is used for very shortly. Now that we have our zone marked out, we are going to wait for a break. Right here, you can see that price broke out to the upside. One thing that's very important to remember, guys, I don't start trading until 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time because this is when the US stock market opens, so this is when the volume comes in, and this is when our setup plays out the best. Once we have our zone marked out, we are going to wait for a break either to the upside or to the downside. In this trade, you guys can see that we broke out to the upside. I'm going to use the bar replay tool to show you guys exactly what this looks like in real time. So once we have the break, we are simply waiting for a retest of this zone. Retest simply means touch. What I like to do is I like to wait for price to bounce on this midpoint right here. Once I see price come down to this midpoint, but not close above it on the 1-minute time frame, I then take my entry. This shows us that price is having that reversal that we were looking for, and now we're expecting price to break out in the same direction that it broke out to initially. So break, retest, and then a continued move up. So let's see how this plays out. Boom. Hit our take profit, and on that specific trade, I made around $5,000. Also, guys, I built a 100% free trading course that will teach you exactly how to use this strategy to get a funded account and to start getting payouts in the next 90 days. So if you want to check that out, you can click the link in the description of this video. What is the 8 a.m. zone? So this brings us to our 8 a.m. zone entry method. Let me ask you guys, if you had a proven strategy, are you the type of person that would be able to stay consistent with it? Now, I hope the answer was yes, because this is the single most important skill that any profitable trader has. And with a strategy that is as simple and repeatable as what I'm teaching you right now, you have everything you need in order to finally become a consistent trader. So what is the 8 a.m. zone? Well, the 8 a.m. candle on the 15-minute time frame is absolutely critical because it represents the first major institutional candle before the market opens. This is where the big players are positioning themselves. It's important to trade with the big players and not against them so that we can actually catch the moves that will make us money consistently. When I'm trading this setup, I like to target 15 to 20 points with a 1 to 3 risk to reward ratio. What this means is that if we risk 5 points, we're looking to make 15 points back. If we risk 7 points, we're targeting 21 points. This incredible risk to reward ratio is what makes this strategy so profitable. Even if you're only right 40% of the time, you'll still be highly profitable because your winners are 3 times bigger than your losers. So you can enter the trade right here on the retest of the midpoint. I like to put my stop loss slightly below the New York Open in case liquidity gets swept right under here. And then you would put your take profit at a risk to reward of 1 to 3 or better. For this trade, I actually was targeting this little high right here, so my risk to reward was about 1 to 4. Once you take your trade, you can sit back with confidence and wait for your targets to hit, knowing that institutions are likely to defend this price level and push price in your favor. And that's exactly what happened on this day. I made around $5,000 in 15 minutes. Not a bad work day if you ask me. Now it's time to put this to the test with real examples over the last month so that you can walk away from this video with total clarity and confidence. And you can see just how much money this strategy made in the last month alone. The first trade that I showed you as an example was actually my first trade for the month of July. So now we're going to look at my second trade. Step number 1. We go to the 15-minute time frame and we mark out the 8 a.m. candle, the candle from 8 to 8:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time right here. Remember that we are marking out the entire candle, guys. We're marking out all the way from the bottom wick to the top wick. Step 2, we patiently wait for price to either break above or below this 8 a.m. zone. And as you can see right here, price broke below the zone, right after we created that 8 a.m. candle, meaning we've already had the break to the downside. Step number 3, and this is the most important part, we wait for the retest. And if you don't know what retest means, test just means touch. So this means that the zone's getting touched again. We don't chase candles. We wait for price to come back up and test this 8 a.m. zone. I'm going to go down to the 1-minute time frame because when I'm looking for the retest, I like to watch the 1-minute time frame so I can see exactly how price is reacting to this zone in real time. So let's see how this goes. Waiting for the retest, waiting for the retest, waiting for the retest. Bam! Get that retest. I would have had an entry right here. When price shoots up this quickly, it's very smart to enter right at the bottom of the zone or right at the top of the zone because this is showing us that this is an impulse move, meaning this is a fast move that's going to happen super quick. So you got to make sure you catch it. It's a little bit riskier taking the trade from right here instead of waiting for the midpoint. But when you do take trades like this, your risk to reward is going to be really, really high because your drawdown is going to be pretty much zero, as you can see right here. All right, guys, let's see how this trade plays out. We are now below the New York Open. We are waiting for a retest. And I like to have my stop slightly above this midpoint because if price ever sweeps the midpoint, I want to make sure I have a little bit of wiggle room. Let's see what happens. Price is coming up, price is coming up. Bam, we get that first retest. That would have been our first entry. And we actually get a second retest in this trade. Yep, we get that second retest, wait for price to come back down, fill our order, boom. So this would have been another beautiful 1 to 3 risk to reward trade. Our stop loss is right there. We're targeting about 10 points. Would have played out beautifully. This trade hit my target in about 25 minutes, giving me a profit of around $6,000. You can pop up the proof right there. On this trade, we risked about 3 points to make 10 points back, and that's the power of the 1 to 3 risk to reward. Now, as you can see, we are going to the next trading day. We are going to mark out our 8 a.m. zone like so. We are going to wait for a break either to the upside or to the downside. It appears that we're breaking out to the downside. Once we get our break, we are waiting for our retest. You might be asking, is it really that stupid simple? Yes, guys, this strategy is literally that simple. All we're doing is marking out the 8 a.m. candle from 8 to 8:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, guys, so we've already broken out to the downside. Now we are waiting for a retest, and today I'm actually going to wait to see if we can retest the midpoint. Pretty low volume, so I want to get a little bit more confirmation that we are actually going to reject. I'm going to place my stop loss slightly above the New York Open. The reason I do that is because to give myself a little bit of wiggle room because sometimes price will sweep right above this high. As you can see, we're targeting a 1 to 3 risk to reward. Our stop loss is 3 points and our take profit is about 9 points right here. Let's see what happens, right? Looking like we are coming down a little bit. Let's see if we can get a retest. Let's see. Boom, got that retest in profit, still in profit, still in profit, still in profit. Bam, would have got out of that trade for a beautiful risk to reward of 1 to 3, and we caught that trade just as we did yesterday. You guys are seeing exactly how simple and beautiful this strategy is in real time. Now, as you can see in this example, it took a little bit of time for price to make this move down. So you have to be patient, guys. Sometimes you're going to have to wait for 20 minutes, 30 minutes. I like to wait for an hour at most. If it's taking longer than an hour, I usually just get out of the trade. But if you ask me, working for under 90 minutes every day and making this kind of money, pretty nice setup. Now, as you can see in this example, price took a little bit of time to make this move down, right? It took about 30 minutes. So sometimes you are going to have to be patient and allow this move to play out. A lot of traders will get impatient and start looking for other trades, but that's exactly how you'll blow up your trading account. You have to trust the process and wait for your setups. And as you guys can see, this trade played out perfectly. Now I'm going to show you guys real quick a day that I would not have traded this setup. So what I don't like to see is I don't like to see this level being disrespected and broken through early in the morning. So when market opens up, I like to see us, making our break either to the downside or to the upside. When I immediately see us have a giant candle that goes right through the zone like this, I avoid trading the zone because it shows me that there's not that many buyers and sellers around this zone. I also don't trade this setup if this range is bigger than 10 points because that would mean our stop loss is too big and we're not having good risk management. So here we are on the next trading day. Again, you guys can see all I'm doing is marking out this first candle at 8 a.m. on the 15-minute time frame, top to bottom. And now we are patiently waiting to see if we're going to get a break above or below this zone. We can see that we broke out to the upside. So now we know that we are looking for long. So I'm going to go ahead and put my trade right here. I'm going to take longs when we get a retest of this zone. I'm going to have my stop slightly below this midpoint. I'm actually targeting 20 points on this trade with a risk to reward of 1 to 6. Let's see how it plays out, guys. Coming down, boom, get our retest. We're in our trade. Let's see if we can get our 20 points. Yes, we did. We got our 20 points. Beautiful. 20 points off of that trade, meaning we got a risk reward of 1 to 6. You guys can see this strategy allows you to catch really good risk reward trades, meaning your win rate does not have to be crazy high. As you can see in this example, this zone is very strong. You can see price broke out of the zone, and then the second we got that retest, buyers instantly took control and pushed price back up. That's why this strategy is so powerful, guys. We are trading with the institutions. We are not trading against the institutions. On this trade, we were risking 3 points to make back 20 points. I usually target a risk reward of 1 to 3, but on a day like this, I was very confident that we were in a pretty strong uptrend, so I'm okay with targeting a little bit more points. On this specific trade right here, I made about $10,800. Again, guys, making $10,800 for working under 90 minutes in the morning, not bad if you ask me. So again, we mark out the first 15-minute candle at 8 a.m. And I know this is boring and repetitive, but honestly, guys, this is what makes profitable trading. And my goal is to make all of you guys profitable. This is not fancy. This is not some crazy, advanced, complicated strategy. But in my experience, stupid simple always wins. And the 8 a.m. zone method is as simple as it gets. So we mark out our candle right here, and then we wait for a break. In this case, we can see that we are breaking out. Once we have our candle marked out, we wait for a break in either direction. It appears that we are breaking out to the downside today. So what we are going to do is we are going to look for an entry right at this midpoint for some shorts. All right, guys, we are now on the 1 minute time frame. We are looking for a retest of this zone. We are going to place our stop slightly above this midpoint. We're going to target 15 points with a risk to reward of 1 to 5. Let's see what happens, guys. Looking like we're going to get that retest pretty soon here. Can we get it? Can we get it? Boom, got the retest in our trade. Let's see if we can get that 15 points we were looking for. Still moving, still moving, still moving, still moving. Moving down in our direction. Yes, 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 yes. Let's see if we can get it. Can we? Yes, we can. Boom, out of that trade. And we caught a beautiful 15-point trade with a 1 to 5 risk to reward, guys. This is as simple as it gets, and I'm showing it to you right in front of your eyes. This retest took a little bit of time to happen after we had the initial break. It's important that you guys wait until 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to start taking this setup, because if you would have tried to take this setup right here, you still technically would have made money, but you would have gotten chopped around and you would have been in all this chop. So if you entered here, you would have had a much cleaner trade and you would have been trading with the volume, which is what we're trying to do. As you guys can see, this strategy allows us to target some incredible risk to reward trades, and it plays out very frequently. I made around $8,000 on this trade. I'll pop up my results right here. It's important to be patient and allow this setup to play out, guys, because most people probably would have exited right here or exited right here when the price didn't immediately go down, but that's not what we're doing. We are waiting for price to either hit our take profit or hit our stop loss. It's important that you guys don't change around your stop loss. You don't change around your take profit. You stick to the plan, because that's what makes you profitable, sticking to the damn plan. As you can see, over the last few weeks, you guys would have made a ton of money trading this strategy on ES futures. You now have a stupid, simple, and profitable strategy, which means that you have everything that you need to become a profitable trader. The beauty of this 8 a.m. zone method is that the reason it works is because you're trading with the institutions, not against them. When they are defending these levels and they are buying up these levels on the retest, you are right there with them, riding the wave in the same direction. Now, if you're like me, whenever I first started trading, I would watch a video and then I would go out and try to apply it in the live market, and it would be a lot more difficult than I thought. So if you want to trade with me, have every single trade that you take reviewed by me, and be directly mentored by me and have full access to ask me whatever you want, I'll leave a link down in the description so that you can apply to work with me directly. Now, since this is an intense program, not everyone will be accepted, but if you do, I guarantee that you will become profitable in the next 90 days or your money back. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all soon.